Alright, so it's day 2 on working on the hallway. It's been a couple days. Just to recap what we've done on day 1. We ripped down the back wall, the sheetrock that used to be there. Put the vapor barrier up for it. Same with the ceiling. We got most of the ceiling done. Today we're going to be working on probably this wall and this wall, if time permits. We did run into some issues with the ceiling. The first one being that I forgot to mock the studs on the first sheet I put up, so that kind of created a little issue, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, but this particular part of this house was added on years and years ago, and there's no every 16 inches running as studs. They're just running in all different directions, and they're 2x3s because these houses are all set up as beach houses one day, so there's not too much 2x4 in this house except for what I've done so far in outside walls. But if you can see, everything here is 2x3, 2x3, 2x3 up in the ceiling, and they would just run. You might have a stud running this far, and then it just goes off in a whole different direction. So that kind of made it a little bit of pain not marking the studs for the first sheet. Like I said, not a huge deal. I'll probably have to get up there with a stud finder because there's a couple of sections that need a few more screws. The other 2 pieces are fine. So we're making some progress. Like I said, we'll probably start working on these 2 walls today. It's a little tight. It's a very rainy, cloudy day today, so there's not much light either. And we can't bring the sheetrock outside to cut it, so that's going to make things a little more difficult for us. But we'll figure it out. I'll turn this around and just give you a quick look of what's done. Real quick, like I said, we got the ceiling. Ceiling is up. We put the temporary light back up just to have some light in here. The back wall is been vapor buried. That's all set. This wall, as far as the studs, isn't too bad. They're close to every 16. This one here is totally just like, again, just running everywhere. We got a couple of studs that run up. Looks like we got one that's around 16 over there, but then it's like more like 36 to the next one, and there's nothing over here in the corner, so I'm gonna have to put like a couple of braces across on the top here just to get the sheetrock, so it's got something to screw to. But we'll get that taken care of, so that's probably why we won't touch that wall as far as sheetrock today, and we'll go from there. But like, this is some of the boxes, the 2x4 box that's just coming out just far enough where it's affecting the sheetrock in the way it hangs out past the 1/2-inch rock. These here, a couple more, gotta be rewired and change the switch. I may or may not do that today, as long as the boxes are flush with the sheetrock. I may do the switches later, just to save time. But we're getting there. Like I said, it's pretty cloudy and rainy out there, which kind of sucks because there's not a lot of room in here to be cutting up the sheetrock. We're already tight, as you can see. It's in the hallway here. We're going to have to move it out of here and figure something out as far as cutting it. But we'll get it. So let's get ready to get down to business.
Alright guys, sorry my battery died, so not sure how much I lost of putting up this section, this bottom section here, which turned out to be a bit of a nightmare because this wall, kind of like all these other walls, is way off from the top to the bottom. About you see I had to cut the corner a little bit. It's almost like 1.5 inches. That's how far off it is. Crazy, to 2 inches. And I'm running into the same issue with this wall being about 2¼ inches higher on this end than it is on that end. So I tried to get this piece set up to where I could make up for a lot of that. You can see I had to bump up real high over here because I didn't realize how bad it was. If I would have caught that, if I would have measured up and down before I put this piece up, I probably would have been able to do something a little more. But I was able to make up for most of it. I can't get it any higher because of the light boxes over there. I've already had to cut them twice just to be able to move it up more. But I got it down to where it's only about, I'd say, 1 inch different over here. It's like 1 inch higher coming here. It's about like 42 inches over there as opposed to 41. But I'll be able to put a piece in at least. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just like anything else, this has been a bit of a pain in the ass with all the angles not lining up here. But I just gotta pretty much screw the rest of this end. It's got a few in there right now to hold it. And figure out how I'm gonna cut that angle. I'm gonna try to cut the angle in so it's not as bad either. Maybe if I can get it down to like 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch, that'd be great. But that's where we are right now. Got that section there. I got to cut the boxes on the next piece. And we're moving along. But that's where I'm at. And like I said, I lost the battery, so I'm not sure if you even saw any of this piece go up or not. All right.
All right. Well, we got this piece up. The cutouts worked out fine. It's a little off on the top because of the way the angle was off. It was, like I said earlier, that the wall was off like 3 inches over here. I tried to angle cut it. Pretty good towards the end and the beginning, but in the middle went a little too much. Should have taken a couple more measurements. But it's up there. I can fill that in because there is a stud up there, so that's easy enough to fill in. Patch that in a little bit. Some small strips up there. And after it's taped and compound, that'll be fine. Just gonna try to finagle the ladder somehow on these stairs to get the top screwed in. Over here will be fine, but the design of these stairs makes it real hard to do anything in the corner as far as that goes. And still got some screws to put up in the ceiling. But we're getting there little by little. This wall came together a little better than I thought it was after measuring it. But we're getting there.